kind of worries me that Adolf Hitler and I share a favorite movie. Welcome to the Daily Neitz. It's a daily look at classic films, modern cinema, and the world of professional wrestling. And today I want to talk about one of my favorite silent films, and unfortunately one of Adolf Hitler's favorite films, the 1927 Fritz Lang masterpiece, Metropolis. This film is about, it becomes clear why it's one of Hitler's favorite movies. It's about a social revolution, but not in the way he wanted. It's about the working class and the leading class coming together peacefully. And it's about the dangers of a revolution and how when there's a revolution, one class takes over, the infrastructure can fall apart and cost everyone lives. And that peace is the way the movie quotes it is the mediator between the head, which is the leading class, and the hands, the working class, has to be the heart. And that we need to come together with love. Very, very powerful movie, very beautiful movie, image-wise. There's a lot of really well-done in-camera special effects in this movie that use of miniatures and mirrors to make it look like actors are on sets that are huge when they're not. Use of stop motion and lighting to just create this gorgeous futuristic cityscape that still looks great today, even though this film is 89 years old now. Just everything about the film visually comes together. Directed by Fritz Lang, who also directed M, which I talked about a few weeks ago, which also has this great visual style. He is one of those directors that he reminds me of my director in college, where the most important thing was how everything looked, and the sound and the acting and everything. That comes separate, but if it looks good, it's going to be good. And he's right with this movie. Everything just looks fantastic. And part of the reason why this is one of my favorite silent films, it is my favorite silent film, it's one of my favorite movies now, is that it's so timeless. It's an 89-year-old film that takes place in 2026, which we are rapidly approaching. But it's that dynamic of a class struggle that most, if not all, nations still struggle with today, with the poor and the rich. Like, we've had Occupy Wall Street like 8 years ago, where it was a bunch of people like me, just kind of poor, working minimum wage jobs with our college degrees, kind of protesting the 1% and the 1% of the nation that has 99% of the wealth, or whatever the numbers are. Like, these themes still exist today. And I also believe that we can still work together today. We gotta get the money out of the equation and the greed that's in our society. I'm getting too political for this. This is about the movie Metropolis. It is a timeless movie because of this. And yes, like, the fashion is a little bit dated. Everyone looks like they're wearing like the height of 20s fashion. And there's no like computers or like cell phones or anything like that, even though it takes place in the future. But that's fine. You forget that as soon as the movie begins, because the visuals, and even though I said the performances come second to Fritz Lang, they are all stellar. Her name is escaping me. Bridget something. Can't remember her name. The woman who plays Maria is fantastic. Just the subtle way she changes when she's Maria and when she's Robot Maria. If you haven't seen the movie, see it, and that sentence will make more sense. Just subtle changes in the way she holds her face, the way she holds her body. You don't need the subtitles or intertitles to tell you what's going on through most of it, because the acting and the facial expressions, and some of it's a little bit over the top, but I don't think it's as bad as some other silent films. It works because it's an over-the-top story. Like, a man creates a robot woman to incite a revolution. That's over the top. They can act over the top, and it still works because they take it seriously, and the subject matter is so serious. And it just holds up so well today. Just a fantastic movie. It comes at my highest recommendation. See it right after you see The Godfather. Like, for real, it's fantastic. But there are versions, multiple versions. I had the choice between 3 versions to watch when I watched it today, and I did what I usually do, and I found the most complete version, which is called the Complete Metropolis. This version came out in 2010, and it was built from about 2 hours worth of footage that had already existed, and had been shown and been released before, cut together with about 30 minutes of extra footage that was recently found in 2008 in Buenos Aires. And they rebuilt it into about 2.5 hours, and it's the closest the film has ever been to its complete original cut in its 90-year history now. This is the version I recommend. It is in black and white, and it has this original, I don't think it's the original score, but it's a classic. It might be the original score from the 20s. It's a very classic sounding score, and it feels like a classic silent movie, but it captures the tone of the film super, super well. And it's the version that I've seen the first time I watched it, and I watched it again with this version today because it's the version I know, and it's the version I like. There is this other cut that I also looked at. It's 82 minutes long, so it cuts off almost, or over an hour. And this came out in 1984, and it has color tinting, so it's not full black and white, and it has a 1984 score. And I found this version, this first time I saw this version was today, and I watched the opening, the end, and the sexy dance scene in the middle of the classic scene, and that score is so 80s, like synthesizers, and like I think Freddie Mercury has a song on the soundtrack, and it's so weird having seen the movie 3 or 4 times now with a classic score, and then going and hearing this 1980s like MTV sounding. It looks like a music video. It's very, very strange. It hurts the film in my opinion with that score. It kind of makes it seem older than it is, because it feels like the focal point isn't on the story being told or the visuals. The focal point changes to the music, and the visuals are just there to hold the music together, so to speak, so that they can have these songs and tie these songs together. And it's very strange, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Granted, I did not see the whole film, that version of it, just like I said, the beginning and the end, and the chunk in the middle. But like at the end, the end of the film is Freder, who is the heart, and he takes his father's hand, who's the head, and I can't remember his name, Gort or something. One of the workers, who's the hands, he takes their hands and he has them shake hands, and he's brought peace to his city. And as he does that, like these lyrics come in, and it's like, oh, something about the heart, and you must be free, and it's so on the nose. And then when they shake hands, like it go into normal speed, and then it slows down to like really accentuate that they shook hands, and it's hilariously like unsubtle. And it kind of lessens the impact of the film, in my opinion. I do want to watch that whole version. The next time I watch the film, I will watch that version just to see its entirety, how it's different. But just letting you know, when you seek out this movie, look for the complete version. It's available on Hulu and DVD, Blu-ray, and all that. But Hulu, which everybody has at this point, definitely check that out. One of my favorite movies. That's all I gotta say on it for now. Tomorrow I'm looking at, what am I watching tomorrow? A French film called Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. That should be a delightful romp. But until tomorrow, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's do, in the comments, tell me the worst use of music in a movie you can think of. The worst song choice for a scene. Drop that in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDailyNeitz, or not The Daily Neitz, sorry. Follow me on Twitter at @DailyNeitz. It's at the end of the video, on the bottom of the screen. Yeah, but until tomorrow, bye.